What's up, everybody? It's your favorite, so to speak, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Transbots big loads, so to speak. Of course, that's their take on Long Haul, their Constructicon, the first of the 6 that they have released, the second one to be revealed, oddly enough. I said this on the Patreon, I'm not making any promises as to whether or not I'm going to combine these guys for a video or not. It's going to really depend on how much I trust them along the way, but I hope to. It's just a huge investment to worry about something breaking, and there's always a lot of little tabs and stuff with Transbot stuff, and I'm just a little bit hesitant. But I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, and I don't want to be a pessimist, so let's assume that we're going to do it. I just want to have that caveat in there so there's no false expectations in the end. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, but in order to get started, we had to start with accessories. So he comes with 2 of these purple rockets. Painted in completely metallic purple. They are stuck in place, but they're sculpted well enough and completely painted. In robot mode, it almost seems like they should be able to peg into the forearms, which I think would have actually been cool, but I can't get it to fit for the life of me, so to speak. And those will simply plug in to the top of the vehicle mode. No problems there. He comes with a pistol, just black plastic with a coat of black paint over top. Nothing really to write home about. And it will plug into the palm of his hand in typical Masterpiece fashion, and then wrap his fingers around it. The gun has 2 ports on the side of the inner thighs, which you can kind of split a little bit and then peg back in. I don't know if I'm gonna have the best of luck. Do it backwards, I got a better chance of seeing that unit. Oh well, you get the picture. Pegs in there, and then you close it up there, and then it'll store. Obviously, I think it's supposed to go the other way, but you get the drift. He also comes with an alternate grille for truck mode, just with the kind of black accents painted on there on the grille. Nothing really else to say about it. And he can carry that around in his bag if you'd like. And we'll get in tight on the head sculpt for Dennis. We have nice kind of silver pearlescent paint on the head sculpt. The head sculpt looks good as well. And we have a very, very reflective metallic red visor. So the head is on a hinge swivel. You get up to there, which is pretty good from the side. Down. And the swivel until it meets up against the bit of his head there. I mean like the back plate here. But you can fold down, you know what I mean? Up to you. Totally up to you. Let's take a look. We have I like that pearlescent like silver with the translucent plastic over top for the headlights. That looks good. Couple black accents. The whole green is painted. Ratcheted waist swivel. Shout out to Ryan on Patreon. I almost missed this until I got to the transformation trying to figure out the combine mode, but there is an ab crunch as well. It just holds with tension, but you get the full 90-degree bend on it, so there is an ab crunch. We have a shoulder joint here that gets you out to 90 degrees. You have a butterfly joint. That's a pretty great range, to be honest. And then, of course, you have the swivel around. The black is all painted as well. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow that gets you far past 90 degrees. Nice chrome on the tires. We'll obviously talk about that a bit later as well. Back out a little bit. We have hip skirts. Green plastic, simple sculpt work. You know, that's the name of the game these days. Not ratcheted out to the side for the full Monty, or the full Van Damme rather. Ratcheted forward and back for the full Monty. We'll stay right there. Thigh swivel. Red paint, metallic paint on the knees along with purple metallic paint. Double jointed knee that gets you the full run. I don't think we've ever seen that on a long haul before. Let's see here. Ankle tilt up. Slight ankle tilt down. And a rocker. Pretty extreme angle too. And there he is from the back. Pretty clean. You know what I mean? They did a good job. With the robot, anyway. The rest is yet to be seen. Size comparison wise, there he is with a Unique Toys offering, an MMC offering, and a Fans Toys offering of the Stunticon. So he's slightly larger than a Stunticon. I think we're going to need to back out and put a bigger bot with him to kind of get an idea of where he sits like with Silverbolt. Let's do that. So there he is next to Silverbolt. So he's between a kind of Fans Toys limb and a Fans Toys core, but way closer to the limb than the core. And I think if they're not going to rely heavily on parts forming, which I'm getting the impression that they're not, that's probably perfect. I'm not sure where it fits accuracy-wise with Sumbo and all that, but just in terms of how it feels, I'm good with it. And there he is with a Toy World Constructicon. They're all about the same size too, and long haul is just a little bit more trickier for me to get to. I'll probably end up doing a versus on these guys for the sake of doing it, but interesting nonetheless. Let's get him transformed. Real quick, I didn't go over the hands. The wrist swivel, and then the fingers are individually articulated. The index finger is individually articulated with 2 joints, and then the middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger are connected but hinge on the same 2 joints, and then the thumb has a hinge and then a swivel at the bottom, and then 2 hinges at the thumb itself. So pretty much fully articulated, except you can't spin the thumb sideways. All right, so let's have it go. We're gonna flip that up just for a second here. We're gonna flip this up. We're gonna flip this out. We're gonna try to clear this from the side. We're going to just basically work on unlocking the torso. So we're going to untab the shoulder here from the chest, and we're going to untab this shoulder from the chest, and then we're going to work on getting that chest piece completely open. On the back here, you want to bring up this piece. You can lay down the flat piece there, spin the head around 180, and then spin this whole piece around 180, and then that will sit back in there. But we got to get a couple other pieces here out first. Let's go ahead and slide these arms out the best we can. They're on sliders. That'll give us a little bit more room to work with. Let's do a little work on this front bumper. So untab this stuff here, and there's a piece underneath that needs to, we're going to untab this, and then there's this piece here. So rotate these sections here with the headlights. Oof. Rotate them out. You got to untab. You got to get this piece clear. Right, and then you can rotate these out, and then that same piece comes up underneath and fills in. And we're going to do that on this side too. So this piece is out, shoulders out of the way. That rotates down, and then this piece comes up and rotates in. This piece comes up also. Flips to the other side. There. You can get this stuff out of your way for the time being. This piece comes up, and the headpiece can rock down as you do that. And then this piece here swivels around and then comes up and over and plugs into the front of the truck and then sits back down. So we can spin this flap out. This comes around and tabs back into the body of the truck and connects with this piece. This piece rotates back on a little slider and then tabs into the panel that we just flipped around. We can go ahead and do a similar thing on this side, which is just really a bit simpler of connecting that sort of dovetail there into into that panel. The canopy here has 2 flaps that have to be sorted out. I'm gonna grab a spudger. The window obviously has to rotate to the outside, and then once that's done, that piece can slide in. And then I think this is supposed to be kind of angled back so that this can come. Let me get this out of the way. Sorry. Up and over. My window just tried to close. And encapsulate that. And once that's done, it can tab in to this panel here. At that point, we can make sure that that back panel here flips in just fine. And then this piece comes up and over and tabs in to the back of your canopy there. With the hands and a fist, rotate the back of the hand to the more beveled side of the forearm. And then you want to split the forearm itself. That will slide kind of down and then rotate out. There's one little flap in here that needs to get pushed in, and then you can rotate the entire hand up and then just slide the forearm flap back up against the side of the forearm. We'll do that here as well. Rotate this, move that out, one flap down, fist up, and then slide the forearm panel back against the forearm. What you need to do is bend at the elbow here, but remember the elbow is double jointed. You want to bend at the lower joint only. Shout out to Sam who gave me that heads up, but it's a little tricky because the joints are fairly well tolerant, but there it is, right? And then you want to move this up and in. And then this tab here is going to insert in the forearm in that spot where we thought the rockets would be a good place to go. All right, so nothing better than to do it again, right? All right, so we're going to bend at just the lower elbow joint. So maybe we'll get both there and then try to push, because we got both activated at the moment. And then we'll push the top one down. All right. It's got to clear all this stuff. There we go. And then we just got to get this tabbing. All right. Whew. Then it's time to sort all this. So we want to expand those. This joint right here is on a slider. So you can collapse that. Expand these. Once again, account for our sliding joint. Connect those. And then there are, this might be a little hard to do on camera. There's a tab here and a tab there. And they both need to go into a female slot there and on the opposite side. All right, so I'm going to try my best. There we go. That one too hard. There it is. And then underneath, we want to make sure that our tires lock in to the frame here of our body. So there's one on this side, if you can see. I know it's dark. There's one. There's the other. And that is the top section done, and I think that's the more challenging half. Now, you know what it's time for. You guessed it, some good old-fashioned flip-flapping. So, flip, flip. Bring these out. Flip, flip. Bring these out. Flip, flip. Bring these out. Let's see what we got here. Flip. Flip. We also have these here. Flip. Flip. Oh, we didn't do. That's all right. We'll get in here in a second. These on this side. Flip. Flip. These pieces here. Flip. 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 And we want to get, actually these two. Flip. Just when you think you're done. Flip. Now, the only thing that we're going to work on here first is we're going to get these so that this tabs into the bottom there, and then that helps kind of form the shape. And I still don't have mine quite right, but I'll clean it up. I'll try to do better on this side, I think, anyway. Let me see if I can. There we go. There. That looks much better on that side. So that's what you're looking for. I'm going to fix the other one. Wheel up, spin out. Same on this side. Wheel up, spin out. And then you got to bend the knee like Daenerys. Once again, mostly at the lower joint. And kind of get these up on top. And then we'll reconvene. So we're going to go middle, top, that's not quite right here. There we go. Top, and then side to side. So we're going to bring these up. And you just got to find out where all the connection points are. But like this obviously has to sit a little lower. So just get it. Oh, there. See, we almost got it. And we'll tab that in and that one in. This is going to take some cleaning up, mind you, but same there. Come on. There it is. Up. Probably don't have things lined up quite right, but I think you get the idea. And then on the bottom here, rotate the wheels up and peg them in to the bed of the dump truck if you can. We'll try to see if we have better luck on this side. There's one. To work on the other. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'll get it cleaned up. We'll take a look at it. And there it is. And I think it looks great. Rolls like a champ on rubber tires. We got the chrome wheels, purple translucent windows. Headlights still shine through the same way. We have this grade, of course. If you want to have a more simpler thing, you can swap it out with that one. But I think that's more than fine. The ladder sculpted on the side look great. The little purple accent there in the middle looks great. Love the smokestacks. It's impressive, man. And the transformation, it's complicated, but it's not frustrating. I think the trickiest part is probably getting the hands up inside. up underneath here, but as you saw, I mean, I was able to do it, and I'm not the best at this stuff, so like if I'm able to do it, I think you'll be able to do it. I'm actually really, really impressed with it, man. I think it did a great job. There it is next to Tiger Tracks. You know, and I haven't looked too extensively into combine mode, but I'm guessing it's not gonna be much more than just bending there. You know, and maybe getting rid of this piece. And I mean, I'm guessing that's gonna probably be it. That might even be it. It might be attached. I don't know. But I don't think it's gonna be much more than this. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing that the hip pieces will be parts forming. That'll connect onto here. I don't know. That's what I got. Final thoughts wise, we'll start with the negatives. Typewriter fingers. As far as the robot mode goes, like, I don't really have a whole lot of negative to say about it. I mean, it's really pretty well done, in all honesty. I wish there was a way for the rockets to kind of incorporate into robot mode. There's a couple little moments where it kind of feels like the engineering is a little overcooked. You know, small little panel flip flaps and here and that to get it out of the way or get something in the way or whatever the case may be. Like kind of typical X-Transbot stuff that can be a little frustrating from time to time. There's a few of those moments along the way here, but the good news is it doesn't get too frustrating having to manage them. And speaking of the good news, let's just move into that. Moving on to the positives, I mean, I think they nailed the sculpt, specifically what they were going for. I think the materials feel great. I think the ratchets and stuff all work quite nicely. I think that it's fully painted. All of the accessories at least have a direct point for them. There's die cast here, there's good plastics. Most of it is toleranced well, most of the like articulation joints. This feels, specifically the robot mode feels super advanced for them. I love the transformation of this. It's not the easiest in the world, and those arms can be a bit of a bear, and it's not the most simple, but it's not frustrating. I'm okay with complex as long as it's not frustrating. Everything here, for the most part, reacts and moves very fluidly and smoothly and locks into place, and it's kind of obvious where things are supposed to go. So even though there's a ton of steps, it's not overwhelming. I quite enjoy this, and I think the vehicle mode looks awesome. I love how the rockets incorporate into it and all that stuff. Like, this is a strong recommend from me. My favorite piece that I've looked at this year so far. Hope that helps. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.